this whole campaign came about because we received an influx of complaints from community members about ATVs and the way they're being operated throughout the community, often on the roads or in areas where motorized vehicles aren't allowed, like the bike path, the recreational path. And so we're just putting information out, getting people aware of the rules that are surrounding ATV usage in the community.
So we have an increase in the number of complaints that's reaching the council table. The council table had mandated public safety and the Peacekeepers and our public relations unit to come up with a safety awareness campaign. And we just want to educate the community on the safety concerns and what we can do to prevent future loss of life.
One of the biggest concerns, and you see it on the daily here, kids are driving by. Kids are going by on these four-wheelers, on these side-by-sides. Do they know how to control the vehicle? Like, number one, do they have a license? Can they handle the vehicle that they're driving? Giving a 10-year-old a four-wheeler that's got a 1,000cc engine, is that realistic for them to be able to control? You hit the throttle once a little bit too hard and the next thing you know, they could be lying under the four-wheeler. Do they have helmets on? Have they actually taken the proper safety courses for these vehicles? There's a lot of different things to consider, but I think by far, parents need to use common sense. Are they able to handle the vehicle that they're using?
ATVs are allowed for, they're allowed for recreational use as long as they're being used safely on a trail. They're not considered road vehicles. However, they can be used as road vehicles if you apply for a permit with the Peacekeepers for the ATV to be used for work purposes. That means there has to be a trailer attached to the ATV and it has to be used for actual work issues. It's not so you come here, you get your permit and then, I have my permit, I can just drive wherever now. It's meant to be for work purposes.
I think that speed is a huge issue. If you're going to be driving on the roads though, those rules are there for a reason. Running through stop signs, going along the train tracks, those are some very dangerous practices. Again, you might not be the one injured, but those could be significantly life-altering experiences for you. You run the stop sign, you get a ticket. If you run the stop sign and hit a child, however, you're not looking at jail time. If you run along the tracks and a train hits you, that could be the end of your life. So there's some very big things. Who are we showing up to? That's one of the downsides about working in your own community. You could be dealing with your own children, cousin, family. It's such a small knit community that everybody knows everybody. The odds are we're going to be coming across somebody that we know. So when you hear something side by side rolled over and the person's unconscious, 99% of the time my thought is to who's lying on the ground now.
We want you guys to educate yourselves and to be aware of the dangers posed by irresponsible ATV riding. We want you to learn the ABCs of ATV safety. We want you to follow the rules of the road, and we also want you to wear the personal protective equipment at all times.
What we need to have when you call in to report these things is a description as best as you can come up with, plate number even, if there's a plate on the ATV, there should be if we're following the ATV laws, direction that they're heading, description of the rider, anything that could help us track down the vehicle. We encourage community members to keep calling us, keep reporting these things, because this is how the community is going to be safe. This is how we're going to make sure that everyone can enjoy the roads safely and not have any future incidences.